How's everyone doing here today? There's a little music fest going on, so pardon some of the background noise. Anyhow, I've come here to tell you about, well, I'm kind of breaking the rules, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's called the GOP Fight Club, okay? And there are certain rules to it. Rule number 1 is we do not talk about the GOP Fight Club. Rule number 2, we do not talk about the GOP Fight Club. Rule number 3. If you're at a rally and somebody's being disrespectful, especially to the orange cult leader, just knock the shit out of them, all right? You know. Rule number 4, when having a debate, just deny all facts, and if anybody brings to you any evidence, just call it fake news. Rule number 5, when in doubt, throw a punch, you know. Start a brawl. And hey, if it comes back at you, just say self-defense. I don't know, just lie. Rule number 4, well, you know, you kind of get what I'm saying here, right? So, allegedly, Kevin McCarthy, former Speaker of the House, who got the boot, supposedly elbowed somebody. Whether or not that actually happened, I don't know. Kevin doesn't strike me as that type, but, you know, anything's possible these days with the GOP. As far as all the chaos, the bickering, death threats, nothing new. And recently there was a Republican senator, I'm blanking on his name, who was having a discussion with one of the heads of the Teamsters, who allegedly is not doing the right thing by the working class, and actually tried to instigate a fight. And this is just, well, I guess this just raises the bar to some of the chaos, because in the new MAGA far-right extreme GOP, anything goes, evidently. Doesn't matter how despicable, how unruly, how unworthy it is. Being in the title you have, you know, whether it's senator, governor, you know, just whatever you got to do to get your way. Can I be honest to some of the Republican voters out there? Do you honestly look at this behavior and think to yourself, yeah, perfectly fine? I mean, I know some of the other things that's been going on, vile stuff from Marjorie Taylor Greene, you know, everything from threats and everything. You guys seem to give it a pass. Lauren Burbert, who's all about family values, given a handjob in a children's-friendly theater, whatever, you know, it happens. And now this, to say nothing about all of Donald Trump's despicable behavior, and yet for some reason, you guys seem perfectly okay with it. And it goes all the way back to my original question. What is the GOP doing for you? And the answer is, not a whole lot. I always say, list me some accomplishments, and I never hear anything. Not one, okay? I'm not exaggerating. I'm being quite literal here. Not one I can think of. So, by all means, if you have some insight, then let me know. But now it's getting to the point where physical brawls are perfectly acceptable. And guess what? If this was on the opposite side of the fence, I'd feel just as outraged. All right? Yes, the Democrats. Could you imagine if Bernie Sanders said, oh, you know, at one political interview or rally where he would say, like, oh, yeah, if you see some MAGA heads, just knock the shit out of them if they start mouthing off. Or if AOC made a death threat or something like that. Or Adam Schiff tried to, you know, stoke some violence or anything like that. It all stems from Donald Trump. I know that sounds like a stretch to some of you, and you're going to say, oh, here I go again, Trump derangement syndrome. No, because he was one, like I said, back in his early rallies, he used to stoke violence, and he still does. You know, now he's been using a lot of questionable words and language, but I'll say that for another time. And obviously the MAGA heads aren't going to buy into it. They're going to say, oh, no, he's not like that, you know, this and that, okay? Yet, some of you guys freak out when you hear about violence at a Black Lives Matter protest, or, or on January 6th. Oh, it was a peaceful protest except for the Antifa. It wasn't the Trump supporters. And don't get me wrong, I don't accept violence of any kind, you know. And again, if somebody on the Dems did that, I'd be calling it out as well. But this is what we're seeing. So, what I would say to the people, I know election day is just past, and we don't have any near elections coming up. At least not in my area, to my knowledge. But some of these people out there, the Marjorie Taylor Greenes who serve no purpose, this senator who's stoking violence and doesn't seem to want to help the working class people, start voting them out. Vote out as much MAGA as you can. Because the whole thing about MAGA is, it's not about serving country, it's nothing to do with patriotism, it's about serving Trump. So, and they're just going to continue to do that. And that's pretty much it, you know. Because in the long run, they're not going to be doing anything for anyone, all right? So, anyway, thank you for watching. I really hope you understand. And, you know, hey, if you don't understand, throw a punch, right? Unbelievable. It is a sad day in America, though. We've seen our politics come down to this, and it's going to take some considerable time, to weed all this, weed all of this out. Thank you for watching.